as excited for today's topic as I am? I hope so. And if not, then hopefully you will be as we get into it and you kind of understand what we are talking about. So, this is super fun. Today we are talking about slowing down and seeing Europe from your handlebars at a slower pace and a delightful way to travel. So this probably doesn't make like a ton of sense at this point because usually when you think about bike travel through Europe, you kind of think about like grueling long days and hard riding and things like that, like really athletic people doing these types of trips. Well, that is not what we are talking about today, which is partly why I'm so excited to introduce this to you. So we're going to call it slow travel. Travel in today's world, it moves fast. There's so many planes, there's trains, there's schedules, there's cars, there's all the things that you need to do. Hurry up and pack so that we can get going, and all the things that you need to hurry for so that we can get to where we're going. You see a lot when you're traveling in today's world just because you can get around so quickly, but often you don't feel things so much. So because there's flight schedules, there's hurry and check in, and oh, what time do we need to check out? And there's this bucket list, and you're going to city after city after city. And so you're always kind of feeling this pressure of being on a schedule and where you have to be when and all of that. So sometimes that can get in the way of feeling about a location or a trip or really getting to enjoy where you are and the experience that you have. So today I'm going to introduce you to a new type of, I think it's probably new because until a couple of years ago, I had not heard of it specifically myself. It's traveling by a combination of boat and bike. So lots of waterways in Europe, as you know, and you are able to travel on this small-ish boat. It's small for a river cruise boat, because it's not a river cruise. It's not a traditional river cruise, and have a bike that you can travel with during the day. So it really slows everything down and you get to experience Europe with all of your senses. The world feels bigger. It somehow feels closer, like it's just so amazing. So it's unhurried. It's just slower. It's nicer. You get to be somewhere, not just go somewhere and show up. Okay, so let me give you a little background as to how I was introduced to this way of traveling. I was at a river cruise expo in Amsterdam a couple of years ago, and just at the end of the river, and we got to tour and see and eat on and experience as travel advisors and in the travel industry. We got to be on all of these fantastic, amazing river cruise lines, like just normal ones that you would think of. And then on the very last day of this expo, there was this little invitation to go and see this different product, a new product. And it's related because you are still going on a boat, but it's different. It's a much, much smaller boat, many fewer people, way fewer people, how do I say that, than on a river cruise. I mean, and a river cruise ship is usually 200 or less people, so that's not even very many compared to the big ocean liners, but it's just this small little river cruise ship. And the concept is that during the evenings and the afternoons and anytime you want, really, you can stay on the ship and sail down the waterway, but then you also have a bike. And during the day, you can explore and get out and go on the bike. So let's talk about a day in the life. You wake up on your small river ship. You can have breakfast. It's locally sourced. So it might be fresh bread, it might be croissants, local fruit, meats, cheeses, those types of things. And then you hop on your bike and you get to go explore. You can go with a guide. You can go partially guided. You can go by yourself, whatever you feel the most comfortable with. There's no luggage. There's no stress. And you ride past vineyards, right past markets, villages. You can stop whenever you want. You can have fun little stops for pastries or photos or whenever the urge hits you. And then you just return that afternoon to your floating hotel. You have dinner on board, maybe take a sunset stroll in town. And it's a great combination of active and relaxed and effortless. So that is kind of what a day-to-day life is like on these boat and bike tours. So the bikes matter. Bikes always matter. There's no clunky rentals. They are official, real Dutch touring bikes. So they are built by Azor. They're sturdy, they're smooth, they're reliable, they're tuned. They have 7 gears, upright seating, and comfy design. So they are made for comfort and just kind of tooling around and being comfortable. They have chain guards, which keeps your clothes clean. There are electric bikes, e-bikes available for a little extra boost if you want to go on an e-bike rather than a regular bike. And the bikes are checked weekly. They're refreshed every winter and really have a major overhaul on anything that needs fixing. So all you have to do is show up and ride. So amazing. Okay, let's talk about life on board. So here are a couple of pictures that I took when I went and toured this little river cruise ship that was in port there in Amsterdam. You have a floating boutique hotel. You can see that there is some space up on the upper deck, and then really there is just one level of cabins on the main deck. Well, 2 levels really. On the main deck there are cabins along with the dining room, and then there is a lower deck with a couple of other cabins. So they are cozy cabins. You have a private bathroom, you have view of the river, you unpack once and your hotel moves with you, which is always the great thing about any type of cruise. The meals are freshly prepared on board, and you have plenty of time to rest, read, chat on deck, whatever you would like to do. So it really is an amazing experience. Okay, where are the different places that you can go? Well, there are lots. There are so many. So I'm not going to name them all. I'm not going to go through a whole travel log of all of the destinations, but let me just give you a few examples. For example, Netherlands, of course, because I've been talking about Amsterdam, so you know that you can go there and you can see tulip fields, canals, windmills. France, castles and vineyards in the Loire Valley. Austria and Germany, you see riverside villages on the Danube. In Croatia, you can see sunny islands and turquoise bays. Greece or Turkey, olive groves, ruins, and blue seas. Even more exotic places like Egypt and Vietnam for a more exotic type of little vacation. And there are just so many all over, all over. And it's just amazing. Okay, so who's it for, you might be asking? It is not just for athletes, as you hopefully can kind of get the gist of that in what I have said so far. It's perfect for all fitness levels. You can ride as much or as little as you want. So if you're not up to a day of riding, you can just stay on board all day if you'd like. Many travelers are 50 plus. They find that it is perfect for if you're in that kind of empty nester stage and you just want an adventure like this. But there are also lots of solo travelers, there are couples, there are families, multi-generation families do this. It's such a great fit for so many different types of ages and stages of life. It's friendly, they've got a great international atmosphere on board. And someone has said that it feels like a summer camp for grown-ups with better food. So it's just so exciting and amazing. But they do take kids, so it could be a wonderful adventure for all ages. Why it works. It's active without being exhausting. You get authentic experiences, not just the tourist traps. It's culture in motion. So you ride through the story. You get to experience the story of whatever landscape that you are in. And it's sustainable, small-scale travel, slower, more mindful, more connected. And another just little tidbit of information, it's got a lower price tag than a traditional river cruise. Traditional river cruising is, can be spendy and the prices can add up. But this type of vacation has a lower price tag overall. So you may be interested in looking into it. All right, here are some pro tips. Pack light. That's the first one. Because one thing I noticed about these cabins, and I have been in a lot of cruise ship and river cruise ship cabins, these cabins are cozy. They are tight. So if you were ever tempted to just travel with a carry-on only, now would be the time to have a carry-on and a backpack or something like that, something similar, because they are cozy, tiny little cabins. There is not storage space. There's just space for basically you, your beds, and your personal bathroom, and not a lot of other storage space other than that. So I do also recommend layers and comfy shoes. Bring a small day pack and a water bottle that you can refill. And I always suggest that people maybe learn a few local phrases. The local people love it. They love when you try and speak their language, and they are always much more forgiving and polite and excited to talk to you if you know a few phrases in their language. So leave room for spontaneity, because that's what this type of trip is all about. And just remember, some of the best memories come from unplanned stops. Okay, so let's get to the heart of it. It's not just about biking. Biking is a way to be able to see things. And it's also not just about the river cruise. It's about being present. It's about being aware and involved in your surroundings. Feeling the breeze, hearing the church bells, smelling the rain, realizing that you don't need to rush, realizing that you just feel alive just in this moment and in this, doing this activity. So slow travel like this helps you reconnect with the world, with your surroundings, and also with yourself. So let's think about it. Where would you want to go? Tulip fields, coastal cliffs, castle country. These trips aren't about mileage per se, they're about meaning. I can help you find your perfect route, the right place, the right scenery, the right ship. So if you are curious about this, please let me know. Let me know where you would want to go, kind of idea of what you would like to have your trip look like, because I can totally help make it happen and really create this magical experience for you. There's a quote that says, "The best trips aren't about how far you go, but how deeply you experience where you are." And I think that really sums up this type of travel really well, because it's not how far you go. It's not checking off so many cities off your bucket list, but it is getting to experience Europe and these wonderful destinations just kind of in your own way and at your own speed. So I love it. I love this option, and it's similar but different to other travel products out there. So I think it's really amazing and awesome. And hopefully this has been a little bit of brightness in your week, something to think about and look forward to. Maybe put it on your bucket list of things to explore someday. And anyway, have a great couple weeks, and we will talk to you soon. If you've enjoyed this podcast, I would invite you to like, share, or leave a review. Let's help grow our wellness travel community.